Most people think the world is chaos. Random politics, random inflation, random crises on the news every week. But powerful people don't like randomness. They like systems. The truth is the world runs on incentives, not morals. And once you understand incentives, the entire matrix becomes visible. Every policy, every crisis, every narrative, someone profits from it. Andrew Tate says something very simple. If you want to understand the world, follow the money. Because money is the scoreboard of power. Not opinions, not hashtags, not morality, money. Look carefully at the modern world. Every week there's a new emotional emergency. Climate panic, culture wars, endless arguments about identity, language and social rules. But here's the question nobody asks. Why are these topics constantly pushed to the front of the conversation? Because distraction is the oldest trick in power. While people argue about feelings, the real decisions happen quietly. Debt systems expand, currencies inflate, assets get bought up. Patrick Bet-David once said, "The biggest mistake poor people make is arguing about politics instead of studying money." And that's exactly what the system wants. A distracted population is an obedient population. Now let's talk about something controversial. Climate taxes. Governments tell you the planet is in danger. And the solution is simple. You pay more. More taxes, more regulations, more restrictions on energy, travel and industry. But ask a deeper question. If the goal was purely environmental protection, why is the primary solution always financial control? Carbon credits, energy taxes, compliance fees. Money flows upward. And while the public debates climate panic, entire industries and financial markets are built around managing the crisis. Again, follow the incentives. The issue isn't whether the climate changes. The issue is how crises are used to restructure power. Another layer of the system is ideology. People get trapped inside labels. Left, right, liberal, conservative. And once you're inside the tribe, you stop thinking strategically. You just defend your team. But powerful people don't play ideology. They play outcomes. They don't care about slogans. They care about leverage. Niccolo Machiavelli wrote something brutally honest. Men judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. For everyone can see, but few can feel. In other words, politics is theater. Power is mathematics. The Matrix wasn't just a movie. It was a metaphor. Most people live inside systems they never question. They go to school, get trained to obey structures, work for money they barely control. Meanwhile, the real players understand the architecture of the game. They own assets, they control narratives, they influence markets, and the scariest part, the system doesn't need to imprison you. It just needs to keep you comfortable enough not to rebel, and busy enough not to think. That's the modern matrix. Distraction above, debt below, obedience in the middle. Here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Money is not just currency. Money is freedom. It determines where you live, what you eat, what you can say, what risks you can take. Andrew Tate says something people hate but secretly know is true. Money doesn't solve every problem, but lack of money creates almost all of them. If you want independence from systems, you need economic power. Not just a salary, ownership, cash flow, negotiation skills. Because poor people argue, rich people move pieces on the board. So what's the solution? Simple, but not easy. First, stop consuming narratives blindly. Question everything. Second, study money like your life depends on it. Because it does. Learn business. Learn negotiation. Learn sales. Sales is power. If you can persuade people and create value, you control your destiny. Third, build assets. Businesses, investments, networks. Because the real game isn't working harder. It's owning the system that others work inside. And once you understand that, you stop being a pawn. You start becoming the player.